What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, back here for another predicted lineup video. Massive game this weekend at the Brentford Community Stadium. Brentford against Tottenham, a massive game in the top four race. Antonio Conte has been speaking in his press conference about team news and injury news. Not much to update, but what is the update?
Yeah, the update is there is no update. There is nothing new in terms of injuries. Ollie Skip remains out. Obviously, Doherty and Tanganga already confirmed out for the rest of the season, and it doesn't look promising on the Skip front either. He says he's still struggling with the injury, but he's trying to get back as soon as possible. We're hearing he's going to be out for the rest of the season, so I'm kind of mentally preparing to not have him for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I think we've already mentally prepared that he is out for the rest of the season. But let's get into this predicted lineup. We're going to go for a 3-4-3 formation as per usual. In goal is going to be Hugo Lloris, obviously on the back of, well, not on the back of, but that Villa game, he was brilliant. He didn't have that much during the last game in the 1-0 loss to Brighton, but he could have his work cut out for him this game.
Yeah, I mean, they usually like to keep the opposition keepers busy, Brentford. I remember Mendy having an unbelievable game when Chelsea went there earlier in the season. And as well with long throws and stuff like that, he will be called into action a lot, I'm assuming, and hopefully he's up to the task. I am slightly worried from set pieces and stuff. He can be a bit flappy, but hopefully he does the job on Saturday.
Yeah, nothing like Flapdale though.
No.
Let's go on to the defence. Right wing back is a contentious position. We're putting in Emerson for now, but we're thinking there could be an opportunity for Sessegnon, but we're going to stick with Emerson.
Yeah, I think Sessegnon just offers more going forward, so I would like personally to see him there, but I do think he's going to keep Emerson at right wing back despite his struggles. For me as well, I kind of think in this kind of game, a 3-5-2 might be the best formation. And if that was to be the case, I'd like to see maybe 3-5-2 with Kulu at wing back. And so we still have that attacking threat whilst also having three in the middle. But I don't think he's going to change it all so drastically just after one defeat. So I do expect the same formation. I do expect Emerson to keep his place, and hopefully he can be a big improvement from his performance last week. Yeah,
I got a feeling with Emerson, maybe if he does have a bad game in this game, he will look to switch it up for the Leicester game next weekend. But for now, we'll stick with Emerson at right wing back. Right centre back is going to be Cuti Romero, and seeing as he is Emerson at right back, he's going to have a lot of covering to do when Emerson does go forward.
Yeah, and I think he's going to have his work cut out aerially with Ivan Toney, who's very good at winning duels in the air. He's very combative, and obviously Mbuemo is a tricky customer running in behind him with the ball to feet. So it's not going to be an easy game dealing with those two. But hopefully, I think Romero might have an easier time with Mbuemo, but I think Toney could be a striker he might struggle with.
Yeah, it's interesting. We'll move on to the centre back, the centre of the centre backs in Eric Dyer. Do you think that Toney will be more occupied by Romero or Dyer come the weekend?
I mean, it's impossible to say, but if I was Toney, I'd stick on Ben Davis. That's what I would do, because I think he's the one definitely physically superior. But I think Dyer.
What should I say is whose attributes are more suited to deal with Toney is what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
I think Dyer is, and hopefully Eric Dyer is the one who takes charge of that situation. But he's a clever player, Toney, and he'll know which one to stick to. So it'll be interesting to see what happens on Saturday.
Yeah, it's mad because he's won the most duels out of any striker in the Premier League, Ivan Toney. So I mean, he could meet his match in Romero in terms of the duels.
He's a battler, isn't he?
So Romero and Dyer are the first two centre backs. Left centre back is going to be Ben Davis.
Yeah, and this is one I'm slightly worried about because, as I've said before, then they're very good at set pieces, and they also, especially long throws, they like to really pack the box and try to dominate you physically from throws. And he's one defender I'm slightly worried about in this game, him being dominated, because he's not the most physically imposing centre-back. He's very good when he's in open play, his positional awareness and things like that. But when he's asked to be physical, he can be found wanting Davis, and that is one worry I have for him in this game.
Having said that, I know he doesn't really suit this position, but having said, talking about the physicality and the aerial presence that they do pose, would you even consider Davinson Sanchez for this game?
Yeah, I would. because I think it could be that kind of game where we need to just match them physically and then hopefully get enough supply to the front three to make the difference. I think as long as we're strong at the back and making sure we're not conceding stupid headers from corners and things like that, then I think it might be difficult for them to break us down in open play. But set pieces could be a big avenue for success for them. So I would consider it. Yeah, I would. But then you then have the struggles in our build-up play if we have Sanchez in the lineup. So it's a give and take.
Yeah, and if you do go with Sanchez, obviously it'll be for Davis. But do you put Romero on the left or do you put Sanchez on the left?
That's the thing. You don't want to change it too much.
Yeah.
So I'll probably put Sanchez on the left, as much as he's probably not that comfortable there.
Yeah, he's a bit of a train wreck every time he's played there on the left-hand side. But to be honest, I'd probably just.
But he rarely plays down in a 3 on the left. It's usually in a 2.
True, but me personally, I'd probably stick with what we know, just because the back three are performing well together. So I'll probably just stick with it for now.
But if we see Sanchez, I can understand why.
Yeah, exactly. And then the left wing back position, we're going to go for Sergio Reguilon. Again, a case for Session on that side, but we're going to stick with Reguilon for this one.
Yeah, obviously he got a good assist last time out against Brentford, didn't he, early in the season. He was, I thought, absolutely anonymous against Brighton at the weekend. Needs to sharpen up if he's going to keep his place in the team, because he's definitely under threat right now. But hopefully Conte will have got into him and got him to do more of the right things, because he was really poor. He was.
Let's run through that back line with you one more time, guys. So it's Hugo Lloris in goal, Emerson right wing back, Reguilon left wing back, Romero, Dyer and Davis make up the back three. In the midfield, we're going to go with Bentancur, who didn't have the strongest game against Brighton as they packed the midfield. How do you think he fares against this Brentford midfield?
Yeah, I think it could be a struggle, to be honest, again, because the three midfield, all three hard-working midfielders, and especially the quality of Eriksen as well, he's going to have to watch out for. I can see them trying to suffocate us a bit like how Villa and Brighton both have done in the centre. And we have kind of struggled a bit, to be honest, in the last 2 games in the midfield battle. So hopefully they can do some sort of tweaks to sort out that issue. But if anyone's going to get on the ball in the centre of the park and play a good pass or get on the half turn, it's Bentancur, so we need him on top of his game.
Absolutely. And alongside him, Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. I mean, he's been absolutely brilliant over the past couple of weeks, over the past couple of months, to be fair. And we need him to carry on of that ilk if we're going to get anything of this game.
Yeah, I think Norgard, isn't he? He's also a Danish player, so I hope maybe you should know him well.
A lot of Danes this weekend. You got the manager, you got Eriksen, you got Norgard, you got Højbjerg.
Yeah, that's quite a Danish affair. But hopefully Højbjerg could just continue his form, and we're going to need him and Bentancur doing even more work than they were doing in the last couple games, because they need to make sure they don't lose their midfield battle again.
So Bentancur and Højbjerg in the middle of the park. The front three pretty much pick themselves. We're going to go for Kulusevski, obviously, on the right-hand side.
Yeah, and he was also struggled to get in the game against Brighton. I think the supply to the front three was found wanting, and I'm hoping we don't have the same issues in this game. But he's obviously a massive threat, and I do see him, if he does get on the ball, I do see him hurting Brentford if he gets time and space, but it's about finding it.
And it was like probably his first real poor performance in a Spurs shirt, Kulusevski, and you could see him getting visibly frustrated. We're probably lucky to have him in this game. Should have probably got sent off in the last game. But I'm backing him to have a big performance. The next player we're going to talk about is Harry Kane, obviously up top, and I want to see more dropping deep from Harry Kane this game.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want him to get too lost, because you will sometimes need a focal point up front as well. But I definitely want him to see showing for the ball and getting on the ball a lot more than he did against Brighton, because we struggled to get the ball to him, and thus he struggled to find Kane and Kulusevski, Son and Kulusevski, and that was a source of frustration for us. So I want to see him getting on the ball a lot more. But we're also going to need him to occupy some of the defenders as well, potentially, so Son and Kulusevski can get some space. So want him to drop back, but hopefully not too much.
And then to make up that final 11 is going to be Heung-min Son on the left. He's also going to be really important for this game. We need the front three to be really back at it this weekend.
I'm hoping he can find the space, because I think it's these kind of games where he can struggle a bit, Sonny, where it's small pitch, not much space to play in, especially with the formation Brentford play. But obviously he's been on fire recently, so hopefully we can get the supply to him. If you get supply to Son, he's clinical.
Is he still in the running for the Golden Boot? 5 goals behind now?
Unless he gets another hat-trick, it's probably out of the question.
Yeah. All right. Well, that is our predicted lineup. Let's run through it with you one last time, guys. It's Hugo Lloris in goal, Romero and Dyer and Davis in the back three, Reguilon left wing back, Emerson right wing back, Højbjerg and Bentancur in the middle, Sonny, Kulusevski supporting Harry Kane. Exactly an unchanged lineup to the Brighton game. What is our score predictions today for tomorrow?
2-1 Spurs, just to scrape it. It's going to be a close one. I really believe that. I think Brentford are going to give us a tough game, but I think we're just going to scrape the win.
Who's going to get your goals for you?
I reckon Kulu will get one, and Kane.
Kulu and Kane. Yeah, Kane needs a goal. I mean, well, doesn't need one, but he hasn't scored in a while, Harry Kane. But I'm going to also go for 2-1. It's going to be a very, very difficult game this weekend. And if we can get through this game, I'm going to have confidence in this top 4 race. I really believe that. Obviously, all eyes will be on Arsenal, Man United earlier on in the day. But I think it's important just to sweep that game aside for the players and for the fans as well. Don't take too much notice of the result. As long as we do what we need to do, we should be getting this top 4. So that is our predicted lineup. I'm going to go for 2-1 to Spurs. I'm going to go for Kulu and Sonny to get on the score sheet. And I'm going to go for Eriksen to get the goal for Brentford. I want to know your predicted lineup. I want to know your score predictions in the comment section below. Looking forward to tomorrow. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always, come on you Spurs.